guys, Kaz here, and today I'm doing the book reviewer tag. So I was tagged to do this by Dane over at Dane Reads, and the original is by Read a Book Gem, both of which will be linked down below, along with the questions. And talking about questions, question 1. Where do you post your book reviews outside of BookTube? For example, blogs, Amazon, Goodreads, blah-de-muck-blah. And for me personally, I write reviews on Goodreads. I, in fact, definitely write better, more in-depth reviews on Goodreads than I do when I'm on BookTube, because I always do a wrap-up at the end of the month rather than specific reviews, so I don't get to talk about books as much. And also it's been over a month since I read some of them, so I'm like, what? So yeah, if you want to hear my actual thoughts on books, then friend me on Goodreads, because that is where I write full actual reviews. And then when I remember to do it, I'll also copy and paste them onto Amazon. Question 2 is, what is your star rating system? So because of Goodreads, I rate in 5 stars. I've never rated a 1 star. I've done a whole video on how I rate, which I will link up above, down below, so you can watch the in-depth. And then by the end of that video, you will notice that I still have no idea how I decide what star ratings I should do. Like I said, never rated a book 1 star. I feel like to rate a book 1 star, I'd have to like hate it to be terrible. And I feel like most books at least have something about them. Maybe you like one character, maybe one specific bit of the storyline was interesting. I can't imagine rating a book 1 star, but hey, just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. 2 stars, meh, don't like. The characters are bland, the plot's bland, everything's just too obvious, all that business. 3 is just like average. I liked it, it wasn't amazing, it wasn't terrible. 3 stars isn't a bad number. I enjoyed the book, just not as much as 4 stars. Most books I rate are 4 stars. Why? Because I like stuff. I feel like I know my taste and I know what sort of books I will like. Even though there's such a wide berth between 4 stars, I can have a 4 star here and a 4 star here, and I like this one like 1,000 times more than this one, but they're both 4 stars. And then 5 stars is just books that are absolutely amazing and I love, and I have to have a feeling with 5 stars. It has to make me feel something. But yeah, watch that video if you want like proper in-depth. It's still just me chatting shit, so you probably don't want to watch that. But yeah, that's how I rate. Question 3, convince me to read a favourite book of yours in no more than 5 words. The Foxhole Court by Nora Sakavic. Well, the All for the Game series in general. Gay Sports Morally Grey Gang. Why wouldn't you want to read? If we hyphenate Morally Grey, even though I'm pretty sure it's not hyphenated, we can just throw crime in there as well. Question 4 is, which book was the hardest to review and why? I don't have a specific book for this, but I'm going to say books that I read and then didn't review straight away. I still have books that I haven't reviewed that I read in February. Like January I was good with writing reviews, February I don't think I wrote any, and then March to now I'm pretty consistent with writing my reviews. But yeah, I still need to go back and review them because I told myself I'm going to review every book this year. So the ones that I read ages ago and can't necessarily remember specific things and how I felt. But I can't think of one specific book. I do feel like it's definitely easier to review books that I didn't like compared to the ones that I do, because it's easier to pick out things that I didn't like it because of this, this, this and this. Whereas sometimes if I love a book, I'm like, it's amazing, but why? And how can I say this in words? So either books that I read ages ago or books that I absolutely loved, and I need to try and figure out how to vocalise that. Question 5 is, are there any books you won't review or give a star rating for out of principle? I don't necessarily know if this is out of principle, but there is one book that I read this year called This Book is Grey by Lindsay Ward, which I didn't rate because it's a kid's book, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable rating this. I can't say it was good or not good because it's literally a book for children. I read it because my favourite colour is grey, and I got it on Amazon Prime reading thing because all the books on there are normally trash, and I thought I'll get that one, seems it's free. And then I read it. I reviewed it, but I didn't rate it because I was like, how can I rate this book for children? I'll rate middle grade though. I'll tell you if it's shit or not, don't worry about that. We are halfway through, which means of course a message from our sponsors, and then let's carry on. So question 6 is, a book you really want to read has terrible reviews, do you still read it? Yes. I don't look at reviews or base my decision on reviews of whether I want to read a book. If I see something I think, oh, that sounds really cool, I'm going to read it whether other people tell me not to or not. That's just me. In fact, sometimes if it's already a book that I know I want to read and people are bad-mouthing it, I'm like, I feel like I want to read that more now because I want to see if I agree or not. So sometimes it makes me want to read it more. Question 7 is, where do you view your reviews outside of BookTube and in what format, long or short, video or written, etc. And for me, I don't go out of my way to look at reviews of books. I look at a synopsis, and if it sounds good, then I want to read the book. I don't look at reviews at how that book has been portrayed necessarily. I guess the one time I can ever think of this happening, there's a book called Meddling Kids by somebody that I can't remember. And I remember looking at the synopsis and I thought, oh, it sounds kind of fun, even though I don't particularly like Scooby-Doo. It sounds kind of fun. But then loads of people I know read it and wasn't necessarily a fan of it, so I was kind of like, meh, I won't read it then, don't really care. But if I read that synopsis and rather than it just sound like a bit of fun, I was like, yes, that's a great synopsis, I wouldn't have decided not to read it because of other people. But yeah, in that way I kind of read a review. But in general, I don't seek out reviews for books. Question 8 is, at what point do you view reviews of a book you're reading? Before, in the middle, at the end? And do you seek out reviews similar to your own or opposing? So with me, like I say, in general, I don't look out for reviews, but if I read a book and it really annoyed me and I dislike it and I write a big rant review, I like to look at other low reviews to see if they disliked it because of the same reasons. But if I really love a book, I don't go out of my way to look for reviews that are really great and also love it, or that dislike it, because I'm like, I really love a book, what would be the point to go and look at reviews to make me think, oh, I'm not allowed to like that book anymore? I don't care. It's my feelings, and if I feel like I love a book, I'm not going to try and purposefully go out of my way to look at reviews to make me not enjoy it anymore. But yeah, I guess the only time I ever look, I never look at reviews before or during, but after, if I have some thoughts and feelings about certain things, I might look just for them specific things. So question 9 is, which book have you read with the lowest rating on Goodreads that you loved? So I'm in two minds about this one because of the fact it said that you loved rather than really liked. So if we're going for the lowest rated, that I rated 4 stars, which means obviously I liked it but I didn't necessarily love it, then that would be Stag's Run by Zaya Feli. I give it 4 stars, it has 3.52 on Goodreads. So yeah, I enjoyed that one, but it's got one of the lowest ratings. But if we're going for 5-star reads and the actual question was, which book did you love? Then it would be Half Bad by Sally Green, which I give 5 stars. On the second read, I gave it 4 stars on the first read, the second read I bumped up to 5 stars. And this has 3.78 on Goodreads. So not too bad, either of them. It's not like they've got 1 star and I love it. But yeah, it would be that one. And then question 10, the final question, is the opposite of that. So which book have you read with the highest rating on Goodreads that you hated? Again, there were some books that had a higher rating that I gave 3 stars to, but because it said hated, I want to go with the 2 stars because 2 stars is the lowest I've ever been. And that would be The Illusion by DJ Cooper. This has a 4.40 star rating and I gave it 2 stars. I think I technically gave it 2.5, but I was being kind. I gave it 2 stars. And this one is a self-published book, so not a lot of people have rated it, only 15 ratings on this. So I obviously didn't agree with those other people. Didn't like it. If you want to know why, go and look at it on Goodreads because I have a big ranty review. So there we go, that was the book reviewer tag. I don't know who has and hasn't done this. I feel like I've seen a few people doing it, so am I going to tag anyone specifically? You know what, I'm not, because I don't know who has or hasn't done it. But if you're watching this video and it sounds like something you want to do, then this is me officially tagging you. Let me know down below any of your answers to these questions. Do you agree or disagree with any of mine? Would Gay Sports Model Grey Gang make you want to read a book? It would me. Let me know down below. And if this is your first video by me and you enjoy it, then please check out some of the others. And if you continue to enjoy it, then please subscribe, that'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I'll see you in a few days with another video.